Hi, and a warm welcome to Winners Corner. This Saturday, we turn to the west coast of Sweden. Åby Racetrack in Gothenburg is host for this week's V75. And that means a double open stretch and often, Mike, we get to see a high payout. What do you think we'll see this Saturday?
It looks like we're going to see a high payout. I really like betting at Åby. The open stretch really gives an extra dimension to the races there. And quite often you see very active drivers there. A lot of things happen in the races. It's exciting.
Sports-wise, what can we look forward to?
The gold division is maybe not the best one we've seen for quite some time, but several of the other races are very even fields, and I think we'll see good races.
Okay, then, we start in the fifth race of the day. It is the preluding V75 around, and it's a long-distance race over 2,640 meters. And what do you recommend?
Well, key here is that it's the circular start, and I think that will mean number 6, Ragazzo da Sopra, will get a very good flying start here. The horse has shown good form. Last time finished very strong over the stretch, was last and when they reached the final stretch, and then flew over the stretch and finished third there, and comes with good form. I think now Olle Goop is replacing Bjorn Goop. He's now a pensioner, but he's won a lot of races and he's still a good driver. So I think if he just succeeds in putting the horse in the right position in the start, he will fly to the lead here, and Ragazzo da Sopra is completely overlooked.
Wow, from one win bet in race 5 to another one in the following race, race 6. And this, it looks like quite a difficult race, I think. 15 mares over full distance, and they divided up over 2 tiers. Mike, who's your winner here?
I think number 1, Il Saint-Louis, will go to the lead here. Jorma Kontio driving from the inside usually takes the lead, and the horse has been quite impressive in 2 races now for the new trainer Timo Nurmos. Last time the horse lost, of course, but the second to last time he was quite impressive in his debut, in her debut rather. I think from this excellent post here, she's going to go to the lead very easily, and from that position, I think they will have a hard time passing her. She's strong, and I think Jorma Kontio will put up a pretty good tempo here and make it really difficult for the more experienced handicapped horses here.
Thanks for that one, Mike, and we move on to race 8. Also, this is a race for mares, but this time they gathered behind the gate, and one of the big favorites here of the day we find in number 4, Cash Brodda, Mike. Is she a good catch for placing some kind of bet on?
Well, not really. She is way too much of a favorite. She's an exceptional horse, and I really love her. But you know, she's made 400,000 in the last 4 races. That's more than half of her total earnings. So she's really moved up in class quite considerably. Much more interesting on the bets here is number 10, Silver Annie, one of my favorite horses, always overlooked. This time, no exception. I think she's going to go off at very high odds. Last time, the trainer was driving himself. She had an inside ride, finished strong as usual. This time Stefan Söderqvist is driving once again, and I think that's a big plus. Kind of a tricky post here, but I think we'll see a high tempo to this race, and in that case she can really finish over the final stretch, and she'll take down a lot of horses. Maybe not make it all the way to the win, but definitely in the top 3.
A good show bet there, and we move on to race 9. A class 2 race over full distance, and Mike, 3 horses here are a little bit more trusted than the rest. It's number 2, 3 and 5. Is there any one of these 3 horses that you want to promote a little extra?
Yeah, definitely. Number 5, Mr. Magnifique. I think he's much better than the other 2. The other 2 are promising 3-year-olds, but usually the 3-year-olds have a hard time on the V75 when they move up in class. 3 races ago, the horse was extremely impressive when he won quite easily with an apprentice driver, and then he's gone off as favorite 2 times running on the V75 and failed both times, and I think that means a lot of people will overlook him this time. He was also scratched last time, but according to Veijo Heiskanen, he's been training quite okay, and since he puts him right away in the V75, I think he's happy with his horse, and he definitely moves down in class quite considerably this time.
So a win bet there on number 5, Mr. Magnifique. Great. And we move on to the daily double. As always, it's carried out in races 10 and 11. And DD1 holds the only sprint race in this round. And here, Mike, I know that you're quite fond of one horse in this bronze division.
Yeah, I really like Carmine Am. It's one of my favorite horses, and we've made a bit of money on him. He's got an interesting post here. I think we'll see a very high tempo to this race. A lot of fast horses on the inside, and I think he can tuck in quite comfortably right behind the front horses. So Carmine Am is my banker there.
Yeah, and you used her as your banker 2 weeks ago, I think, and then she did it for us then, and hopefully she will do it for us again. DD2 is a long-distance race, 2,640 meters, and right now 11 horses behind the gate because number 8, Vaqueras, is scratched. Number 1, Angel of Attack, is the favorite. What do you want to do here?
I'm going to go against the favorite. I think that Angle of Attack is going to be way too much of a favorite. Instead, number 5, Heartbreaker VS, offers much better value for money. Came back to the track after a couple of months away from training and raced really strong at Bjerke last time. I think he'll move up quite considerably in form with that race under his belt. And as I said, offers much better value for money than the favorite.
And that means that we have one single combination for the daily double system this Saturday. Now let's plunge into the V75 round. 7 winners we have to find in 7 races, you know that. And millions of euros can of course be won if we play it right. And Mike, you think that you are playing it right? We will see if that will be the case. This is your system, and we can see that you have banked 2 horses, and we talked about both of them. Number 1, Il Saint Louis in V75-2, and then of course number 5, Mr. Magnifique, in the 5th leg. V75-3 is the gold division. Full distance, and number 2, Vestibo on the News, is the biggest favorite in the round. Mike, how come that you don't bank him?
Well, first off, I don't think he's ever won a race with shoes on, so that's a big minus for him. All horses are required to wear shoes now in December. And then also, I find much better value for money in BBS Sugarlight and Nadal Broline. I think that those 3 horses have more or less even chances. Everybody's betting that Vestibo on the News will go to the lead and then dictate the tempo, but I don't think that will happen. These horses are too good. Someone's going to put up the pace on the outside. And over this 2,000 meters, I think Vestibo on the News is a bit soft over the final stretch.
Sounds great, Mike. 576 combinations is what we have for this Saturday's V75 system. And you find all the additional information about Swedish trotting and horse betting at our website, swedishhorseracing.com. Now, we wish you the best of luck with your bets to Åby Racetrack this Saturday. Bye-bye.